Hello and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at ADIPEC 2023. I'm delighted to have joining me today at the studio, Jon Hofmann, Product Director, ESAB, and Tiago, Pereira, Senior Product Manager, ESAB as well. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you.
Now, Jon, can you start to introduce the audience to InduSuite? What is it and what our customers are targeting around it?
So InduSuite is a portfolio of products that ESAB has developed during the last couple of years. We're targeting fabricating customers, welding and cutting, robotics as well, with different software applications, basically. Software applications and digital and connected solutions for improving their activity, documentation, traceability, and the possibility to effectively program your welding, cutting, and robotics equipment.
That's really interesting, Jon. And just before I come on to Tiago, how is it then directly addressing some key customer challenges that you see out in the industry?
Right. So a couple of challenges that our customers typically are faced with is they have a shortage of welders. So with the shortage of welders comes that you need to constantly increase your productivity. So productivity, bottlenecks is something that we can address with this digital technologies. They provide you with a possibility to address those bottlenecks, identify and address those bottlenecks. The other area is really documentation and traceability. Many of the companies on this event, they are challenged by heavy administration for managing all of their documentation and traceability. So they need to employ 50, 60, hundreds of just pure administrators. And with these types of technologies, these digital products that we have in our portfolio, we can significantly reduce that amount of administration.
That's really interesting. Tiago, I want to bring you here then. What is welding traceability and what applications do you have specifically around that then?
In very broad strokes, welding traceability is the concept of registering all the information related to a single weld or multiple welds. This could be base materials, filler metals, personnel that worked on a certain weld, inspection reports. All the information needs to be in there. Today, this information is in most customers handled via paper traveler documents that are being transferred along the workshops and then being sent back via hand by travel to an office where a document controller could then introduce that data into an ERP or even an Excel spreadsheet, which does provide a lot of complications because there is a lot of potential for errors, mistakes, data loss, which could bring big consequences to the industry.
Absolutely. And then traceability software services are going to be key to that. And that's what you at.
That is correct. So at ESAB, we developed a multitude of solutions for welding and cutting. In terms of welding documentation and traceability, one key solution that we have developed is WeldCloud Assembly, which does allow customers to register their welds, just like I said just now.
Yeah.
All the welds, all the information in one place. Being part of ESAB, we are also able to produce equipments and filler metals, and this gives us one key advantage in that the information direct from the power sources can get tracked and registered next to weld information, which can help you understand if the welder performed according to the welding procedure, which today there's no real way to do that unless you have an actual inspector looking at the welding machine, viewing the display of the machine and giving you the information of the parameters. With WeldCloud Assembly, all this information gets streamed to the cloud and it gets stored next to each individual weld, giving instant alerts if there's any non-compliance to the welding procedures.
That's really interesting, Tiago. And that gives you quite a bit of a differentiation with other competitors out there, then I assume that's one of your big differences.
That is correct. So being part of ESAB gives us this edge of allowing us to connect to welding equipment that are manufactured by ESAB, But that is not to say that if one of our customers is using a competitor machine, that this would make it impossible. We have, I will let Jon speak a little bit about that, but we have the ability of connecting to any of our competitor machines.
Yes, and great to bring you in there. Can you tell the audience a bit more about what kind of equipment you can connect with your software?
Sure. So not only can we connect to ESAB's, the manual welding equipment, we can also connect to big, robot or automatic installations. And not only that, we have devices that allows you to connect to our competitor or non-ESAB branded equipment, because of course we know that not everyone will only have ESAB welding equipment. So where we have a device called the Universal Connector that it takes a couple of seconds or maybe a few minutes to connect it, and you're off and running with any type of welding equipment. So this is a key advantage for us as well. We also have APIs making it easy to integrate other brands' welding equipment into our WeldCloud solution, which we are completely open for and very open for to bring in other brands' welding equipment directly into the WeldCloud patents, so to speak. For us, this is sort of a very big and key part of what we want to bring to the market, a digital solution that is completely brand agnostic, regardless of what type of welding or cutting equipment that you actually add.
Making it easy for your customer.
Making it very easy for the customer. And of course, if you only can connect one or a few of the machines that you have in your shop floor, it doesn't give you much, will it? You need to be able sort of to use the digital products regardless of what type of solution that you have installed shop floor. So.
Absolutely. I want to bring you in, Tiago. How would a customer, implement WeldCloud into their workflow then?
Yeah, so it depends on whether you're a big company or a small company. If you're a small company, you can get started in 5 to 10 minutes. You go online to our websites. There is a sign-up form, and you receive an email to get started and just start using the software. We've also made a big effort to improve the user experience for the new users so that they can get accustomed to the software without requiring additional training. So they can go in, make a procedure, create some welds. They can do that by themselves. But of course, for larger organizations, there is a significant organizational shift in how things are done, and that does take some time and effort. And as such, we do have specialized engineers that will run pilot projects with you so that you can get started, train your staff, and make sure the documentation is properly generated. But of course, after this pilot project, we will create a report that gives you the return on investment based on the data that we've acquired from the field with our solutions. So all in all, we can work with multiple organizations, any size, any type, and it does work.
What I think? Yeah, I think it's important to recognize that especially for larger organizations, implementing these digital tools is not just sort of adding in a new product. It's actually, a cultural shift. You're going from, the old way of doing things, very manual and labor intensive, into a new way of working with the digital tools, which completely removes a lot of sort of the unnecessary administration. But it's a big cultural shift, and you need to recognize that. And that is where, as Tiago said, we're here to help you. We have, good people that can guide our customers through that cultural journey more.
Imagine, as you said, instant access or, data coming in. Feedback is so important. You said you're on hand to help. So having to see the data straight away must add to companies being able to be more efficient and be quicker in getting to a problem.
Yeah. Fully, spot on. You want to be able to have that instant data available. It allows you to be much more transparent, and in order for you to be able to act quickly instead of, finding out that you've done, an error very much later when it costs you a lot of things. You want to fix things early.
What is next for the industry? And a lot of companies are, in the process of a digital journey, but, digitalization is everywhere. And obviously products, what you're doing now, are making it easier for companies to take that journey.
Yeah. And the way I see it is that we're just sort of in the beginning of this journey, especially in the fabrication industry. So we see now a lot of the bigger customers are embarking on these digital transformation journeys that will just accelerate. So what I think that we will see during the next couple of 3 to 5 years is that all of the bigger companies will have gone through these digital transformation journeys of their operations, and that will be followed by smaller companies that will also then start to see the benefits, making the products much more easier to work, even more easier to work with, and they will follow on that journey. So we have only seen the beginning of this, as my view.
Absolutely, Jon. And finally, Tiago, you're going to see bigger demand then, I think, for your product.
Oh yes, we have already started seeing this shift. More companies are adhering to the let's call it welding 4.0. So the industry 4.0 transformation still hasn't reached fully in the welding industry, but we are now seeing more and more customers trying to get data from the shop floor, trying to get their documentation in place, because in the past there has been a lot of issues in the industry, even sometimes catastrophes, disasters that have occurred in our industry, like oil spills, pipelines exploding. And it is very important to keep a traceability for accountability and transparency in our industry. And as such, we are now working in this segment, and we have found massive gains for our customers, and we're hoping to bring it to the rest of the world.
Well, that's great to hear. All the best with that. And I just appreciate you giving me your time and coming down to the ESAB studio.
I appreciate you giving us your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, enjoyed our conversation. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And I look forward to bringing more studio interviews from the show floor in the coming days.